This is the Sakar Murli of the 6th of May, 2024. Essence, sweet children, in order to lighten your sins of this birth, tell the Father the truth, and finish off your sins of previous births with the fire of yoga. Question: what one concern should you have in order to become God's helpers? Answer: you have to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance and definitely become pure. You should have the concern to become pure. This is the main subject. The children who become pure are the ones who can become the Father's helpers. What would the Father do alone? This is why you children have to make the world pure and create the pure kingdom with your own power of yoga by following Srimat. First, make yourselves pure. Om Shanti. You children definitely understand that you come to Baba to become refreshed. When you go to the centres at your own places, you cannot think in this way. It is in the intellects of you children that Baba is in Madhuban. The Father's Murli is spoken for you children. You children understand that you come to Madhuban to listen to the Murli. They have associated the word Murli with Sri Krishna. Murli doesn't have another meaning. You children have now understood very well. The Father has explained to you, and you also feel that you truly had become senseless. No one else understands himself to be like this. When you come here, your intellects have this faith. Truly, we had become very senseless. In the Golden Age, you were such sensible masters of the world. Fools can't become the masters of the world. This Lakshmi and Narayan were the masters of the world. They were so sensible, which is why they are worshipped on the path of devotion. Non-living images cannot say anything. People worship Shivbaba, but does he say anything? Shivbaba only comes once and speaks. Those who worship him don't know that that one is the Father who speaks this knowledge. They understand that Sri Krishna played the flute, the Murli. They don't know the occupation of the one they worship at all. So that worship, etc., would be fruitless until the Father comes. Many of you children have not studied any of the Vedas or scriptures, etc. The one true Father is now teaching you. You truly understand that the one who teaches you the truth is only the one Father. The Father is called the Truth. He tells you the true story to change from an ordinary human into Narayan. The meaning is fine. The true Father comes, but if you want to become Narayan from an ordinary human, then he would definitely have to establish the Golden Age. It would not be the old Iron-Aged world that is created. At the time of listening to the story, it would not be in any of their intellects that they will become Narayan from an ordinary human. You are now being taught Raj Yoga to change from an ordinary human into Narayan. This is not anything new. The Father says, I come and explain to you every cycle. How could I come in every age? You can show them the picture of Brahma and say this is the chariot. This is his last impure birth of many births, and he is now becoming pure. We are also becoming pure. No one can become pure, and sins cannot be absolved without the power of yoga. No one can become pure by bathing in water. This is the fire of yoga. Water extinguishes fire, whereas fire burns. So water is not a fire through which your sins can be burnt. This one has had the most gurus, and he has also studied a lot of scriptures. He was like a pandit in this birth, but there was no benefit through that. He didn't become a pure, charitable soul. He just continued to commit sin. The Father has explained, those of you who consider yourselves to be children should tell the Father about the sins, etc., you have committed, as the Father is personally in front of you. And then that burden of sin will become light. You will become light in this birth. Then you also have to make effort to remove the burden of sins of many births that are on your heads. The Father is explaining yoga to you. It is only with yoga that your sins will be absolved. Only at this time do you hear these things. No one can relate these things in the Golden Age. The whole drama is predestined. The whole drama continues to turn second by second. 1 second cannot be the same as the next. Your lifespans also continue to decrease second by second. You are now applying a brake to your lifespans being reduced, and are increasing your lifespans with yoga. You children now have to increase your lifespan with the power of yoga. Baba emphasizes yoga a lot, but some don't understand this at all. They say, Baba, I forget you. This is why Baba says yoga is not anything else. It is just the pilgrimage of remembrance. By remembering the Father, your sins will continue to be cut away. Your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. There is also an example about this. One person said to another, "You are a buffalo." So he began to consider himself to be a buffalo, and when he was told to come out of a door, he said, "Since I am a buffalo, how can I come out of this door?" It was as though he truly had become a buffalo. That is just an example they've made up. Otherwise, there is no one like that. That is not an accurate example. An example is always given of a thing that is based on something real. On the path of devotion, people now celebrate festivals about the things that the Father explains to you at this time. They have so many melas, etc. But whatever happens at this time, it is then made into a festival. You are becoming so clean here. People become so dirty at the melas. They rub mud on their bodies because they think that their sins will be erased through that. Baba himself has done all of that. The water in Nasik is very dirty. People go there and rub mud on themselves. They believe that their sins will be absolved. Then they use water to clean the mud off. When some Maharajas, etc. went abroad, they used to carry an urn of Ganges water and drink that on the steamer. Previously there were no aeroplanes or motors, etc. Look at all the things they have invented in the last 100 to 150 years. All of this science will be useful at the beginning of the Golden Age. There, it doesn't take them long to build palaces, etc. Your intellects are now becoming divine, and so they will be able to do all the work easily. Just as you have mud bricks here, so you will have gold bricks there. There is a story of Maya that portrays this, bringing a brick from the subtle region. They just sat and made up a play to show that there are truly gold bricks in the Golden Age. That is called the Golden Age. This is called the Iron Age. Everyone remembers heaven. Their images exist all the time. And this is why they speak of the original, eternal, ancient religion. Then they speak of the Hindu religion. Because they become vicious, they call themselves Hindus instead of deities. How could they be called deities? Wherever you go, you have to explain this because you are messengers. You have to give the Father's introduction to each and every one. Some will quickly understand what you are saying is right, and that you truly do have two fathers. Some would say that God is omnipresent. You understand that you receive a limited inheritance from one Father, and that you receive the unlimited inheritance from the Paralokic Father for 21 births. You have this knowledge at this time. You don't have this knowledge there. Only at the confluence age do you receive this inheritance, so that you are then able to rule the kingdom for birth after birth for 21 generations. You become the masters of the whole world. You have now come to know this. There is no question of those whose intellects have firm faith having any doubts. You receive the unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father. When shivbaba comes, he must surely give you the inheritance. This is why Baba says, "This badge is very good. You must definitely wear it." You have to give this message to every home. Some will believe you and others will not. When destruction takes place, they will understand that God has come. Then those to whom you gave the message will remember. Who were those angels dressed in white? You also see angels in the subtle region. You know that Mama and Baba become such angels with the power of yoga, and that you also can become that. The Father enters this one and explains all these things to you. He gives you knowledge directly. You children also have the knowledge in you that Baba has in him. When you go up above, your parts of knowledge end, and you then play your parts of happiness that you have received, and you also forget this knowledge. So wherever you children go, you should always wear this badge as a sign of being a messenger. Even if others laugh at you, it doesn't matter. Why would they laugh at you since you are telling them right things? That one is the unlimited Father. His name is Shivbaba. He is the benefactor. He comes and establishes heaven. This is the most auspicious confluence age. You children have received all of this knowledge, and so why should you forget it? It is absolutely accurate. While you move along, you have to remember the Father and the inheritance, the land of peace and the land of happiness. You children come here and go back after hearing the Murli, and you then also have to relate it to others. It is not that only one Brahmin teacher reads the Murli. Brahmin teachers have to make others the same as themselves and prepare them, because only then will they be able to benefit many. If one teacher goes away, can't another teacher run that centre? Is it that no knowledge has been imbibed? Students should have the interest to study and teach others. The Murli is very easy. Anyone can imbibe this knowledge and conduct class. The Father is sitting here. The Father says to the children, you must not have any doubts about anything. It is only the one Father who knows everything. You just have the one aim and objective. There is no need to ask questions about this. I sit in the early morning and help you children on the pilgrimage of remembrance. I remember all the unlimited children. The whole world has to be made pure by you children with the help of your remembrance. It is in this that you each give your finger. The whole world has to be made pure. So the Father keeps an eye on all the children. All will go to the land of peace. He draws everyone's attention. The Father would also be sitting in the unlimited. I have come to purify the whole world. I give a current to the whole world so that it becomes pure. Those who have the full power of yoga would understand that Baba is now sitting here and teaching the pilgrimage of remembrance, through which there will be peace in the world. When you children stay in remembrance, you receive help. Children who can help are also needed. Only God's helpers whose intellects have faith will remember the Father. Your first subject is to become pure. That is, you children have to become instruments together with the Father. You call out to the Father, O purifier, come. What would he do by himself? He needs helpers. You know that you will purify the world and then rule the whole world. When your intellects have such faith, you will have that intoxication. You children know that you are establishing your own kingdom for yourselves with the power of your yoga by following the Father's Srimat. This intoxication should rise within you. This is something spiritual. You children know that every cycle Baba makes us into the masters of the world with this spiritual power. You also understand that shivbaba comes and establishes heaven. You now just have the concern of this pilgrimage of remembrance on your heads. You have to make effort. While doing your business, etc., stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. The Father inspires you to earn a huge income in order for you to become ever healthy. You now have to forget everything. We souls are now going back. You are made to practice being soul conscious. While eating, drinking, walking and moving around, can you not remember the Father? While sewing clothes, your intellect should be connected in yoga with the Father. This is very easy. You understand that the cycle of 84 births has now ended. The Father has now come to teach us souls Raj Yoga. This world history and geography continue to repeat. The same thing happened in the previous cycle too. It is being repeated now. Only the Father explains the secrets of this repetition to you. Everyone has received a part in the drama that they continue to perform. You children are given advice. Remember the Father, and you will become Satopritan, and then your bodies will be shed. You souls now have it in your intellects that you have to become Satopritan, because you now have to return home. You would not say this in the Golden Age. There you would say, you have to shed your old body and take another. There is no question of sorrow. Here, this is a land of sorrow. They are old bodies, and so you understand that you have to shed them and return home. You have to remember the Father constantly. That incorporeal Father alone is the ocean of knowledge. He only comes and grants everyone salvation. The Father says, I also uplift the sages. You now have to have yoga with the one Father. All of you souls have a right to claim the inheritance from the Father. Consider yourselves to be souls and become soul conscious, and constantly remember the Father, and your sins will continue to be cut away. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, BapDada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual Father. Essence for Dana 1. Listen to the Murli and then relate it to others. As well as studying, also teach others. Become a benefactor. Your badge is a sign of you being a messenger, so always wear your badge. 2. In order to establish peace in the world, stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Just as the Father's vision is unlimited, and he gives a current to make the whole world pure, so follow the Father and become his helper too. Blessing. May you become free from any bondage of action and experience the karmatit stage by having a balance of karma and yoga. When you have a balance of karma and yoga, you then automatically become successful in every act. A karma yogi soul never becomes trapped in any bondage of karma. Someone who is free from any bondage of karma is called karmatit. Karmati does not mean that you go beyond action. You must not be detached from action, but detached from becoming trapped in any bondage of action. Such a karma yogi soul will make the actions of other souls elevated with his own actions. For such a soul, every action would be entertainment. He would not experience anything to be difficult. Slogan: God's love is the alarm clock that awakens you at Amrit Vela. Om Shanti.